At the 2025 World Track and Field Championships in Tokyo, Japan, we saw various unforgettable moments on the track. We saw Oblique Seville win the men's 100 meters in a new personal best of 9.77 seconds, bringing Jamaica back to the top of the 100 podium. We witnessed Mondo Duplantis do Mondo Duplantis things, setting yet another world record in the men's pole vault, and then we saw the arrival of Melissa Jefferson Wooden from the US, who won both the 100 and the 200 meters in truly dominant fashion. This 2025 World Champs was one of those special competitions that left a very heavy impact on the sport itself, because for this one competition, a total of 9 championship records were officially broken, in addition to various new personal bests. But in the very last event of this entire meeting, one man did something that truly shocked the world. In the men's 4x400 meter relay, this final event of the competition was quickly overshadowed by the presence of extremely heavy rainfall, and crucially, in lane 1, a thick layer of water pooled towards the inside, making this preferable lane choice not the ideal spot to run in this relay. This led to many of the fastest one-lap runners in the world hitting times that were not exactly up to their abilities. However, there was one clear exception, and that was Wayde Van Niekerk from South Africa, because for this third leg, the 400-meter world record holder did something that nobody else in the field got even close to, and that was run this third leg split in 43.26 seconds. One of the fastest 400 relay legs of all time, and to do this in the rain while also running in lane 1 was stuff of legends. This opened the door to many believing that Van Niekerk had clearly returned to top-tier fitness, and it was also a possibility that come the 2026 season, we could be in for something extremely special upon him hitting the track once again. And based on how smooth and powerful he just looked for this 2026 season opener, people might be right that he's on his way back to the very top. At the Free State Athletic Stadium in Bloemfontein, South Africa, the 400-meter world record holder just achieved something quite special, and it very well could mean that 2026 could be a year to remember. Now, for this season opener, Van Niekerk jumped into not just the 100-meter distance, but he also ran in the 200 meters. Now, for this opening 100-meter race, he took down this field in dominant fashion, reaching the line first in 10.13, which, considering that this is only his season opener and that he's primarily a 400 runner, makes this a solid opener by any measure. To run a 10.13 in February while taking down the competition like this is a very solid sign that Van Niekerk is getting back to his dominant running form that we saw in 2016 and in 2017. But it was really over in the 200 meters that showcased some world-class speed and strength. Because despite running his fastest season opener to date here, he actually slowed down at the finish line. The sheer margin of victory that Van Niekerk had in this 200 is almost laughable. Halfway through this run, Van Niekerk had already closed the door, and in the final 100, it was just a formality. And with a finishing time of 20.32 seconds, he won this 200 and set a brand new standard for his 2026. Now, I know what some of you are already thinking. A 20.32? That's really not that quick. In fact, there's been a few people that have already run faster indoors this year. And while this is true, it's important to look at the context behind these runs. For Van Niekerk, his season often starts the exact same way. Jump into a few casual meetings in his home country, and then get faster and faster as the year goes on. And if we go back to the 2017 season, we can see a super similar opening at this exact stadium. Because for 2017, he opened his season with a 10.12 in the 100, and then a 20.45 in the 200 meters. This was done over the course of just 2 days, just like his 2026 openers. And the times are practically a mirror image to 2026. But here's the crucial part. If we go back to 2017, we can see that he ran his fastest 200 race ever at 19.84 seconds that he ran in a Jamaican meet just a few months later. And over in the 100, he also ran his fastest time of his entire career on June 17th, running a 9.94 at a small track meet in Slovenia. Now, does this 2026 opener mean that he's destined to run a 1984 in the 200 and a 9.94 in the 100 this season? No, not necessarily, but given that he's coming fresh off one of the wildest 400 relay legs in history, and he's now opened up his 2026 season successfully, we could be in store for something seriously fast. No matter which way you look at it, whenever he gets his racing and training together, Van Niekerk becomes a 400-meter god. From 2015 through 2017, he was practically untouchable over the one-lap distance, winning both world champs in 2015 and in 2017, and you might remember the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio, where Van Niekerk stole the show with a new world record of 43.03, a world record time that still stands today. Given that his times in the past reflect similar season openers to this 2026 season, it is impossible not to get excited about the prospects of what he could do this year. But now it's time to turn over to the more depressing side of Van Niekerk's story, because after that 2017 World Champ victory in the 400, he then went on to tear his ACL during a celebrity rugby tournament in October, which proved to be a nearly career-ending injury. This took out Van Niekerk for multiple seasons. In fact, on his World Athletics results page, there are no results for 2018 or 2019. But starting in 2020, he's been on a never-ending redemption tour, and he's found some very solid success over the years. He ran a 44.08 during his 2023 season in the 400. He ran a 20.07 in the 200 last season, and he's also won various Diamond League races in the 4, and he also ran this famous 43.26 400 split in the 2025 World Champs. But the harsh reality is that he's never quite reached those famous marks that he ran from 2015 through 2017, currently making his athletic profile one of the biggest what-if stories in sporting history. But I really, really hope that this 2026 season opener means that he's back on the top of his game, because by all accounts, whenever he's truly in top fitness, and whenever he's truly got his mental game together, there is just nobody that can keep up with the 400-meter world record holder. This opener from Van Niekerk could mean something very quick for 2026, and don't forget what he said back before the 2024 Olympics, because whenever he has all of the pieces of his puzzle together, this man is hard to beat.
Important for me to continue using that positives. I think if I have to balance out the ratio, I'm leaning way more into things that's going my way positively than negatively. So I think I'm going into a very good direction to where I'd like to be and competing again. So it's really at the moment now about just mentally getting myself in a place and a position to enjoy myself again and be hungry again and put myself in a position to put out those good performances again, because we all know that when I am healthy and I'm capable, I can win races. So it's really just about getting that momentum, and hopefully I can get myself back to where I know I belong to be.